Hi, everyone. I know we've heard a lot in the media recently about stars who have been committing suicide, but I want to talk to you today about the life of, or I guess surviving depression after you've been truly depressed. Um, I rarely talk about this, so if I get emotional, just bear with me. Um, Depression is not easy to survive. Um, it's almost like putting your head in the bathtub of water and just not ever being able to get it out of that water, for lack of better words. Um, it's like feeling like bricks on top of your head. It's like feeling like someone has a noose, not around your neck, upward, but in a horizontal manner. And there are two opposing nooses, and they're just pulling and pulling, and you are standing there, literally, your extra beings, if you will, choking yourself. It's just so overwhelming. Um, I'll come back and do another post and talk about how you are about being a survivor or being the daughter of a suicidal person. But I want to talk about, again, as I said, trying to survive depression, because depression is so overwhelming. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in the stars do it that we don't talk about the lay individual who also feels that same frustration. You know, teens teens get depressed, adults get depressed. It happens every day, and there's a tremendous difference in being down, sad, and depressed. Depression gets to a state of feeling as if there is no means of hope. Sadness is more temporary. Sadness, you can almost snap out of sadness. Somebody can say something and you can kind of bounce back. But when you feel depression, you are swarming in that feeling. You're swarming in that heat pit. You're swarming in those flames that's almost feels as if they're burning every bit of you. Watching people close to you feel it, or watching your children feel it, or your child feel it, is a feeling like none other. How do you survive it? Talk to somebody. And when you can't talk, if you have any grain of prayer in you, you just keep praying, and you just keep praying, and you just have to keep praying. Even when you don't see the bleak of light, you just keep praying and believing that it's got to get better, because it can't stay that way forever. There has to be a better way, and in believing that you're not here just for no purpose, you just keep pushing yourself, or you just keep holding on. And sometimes it's hard to hold on when you are feeling that downtrodden moment. But surviving depression takes a lot of internal strength. It does. And sometimes you have to look for the smallest thing to give you a bit of hope. So if you have a child, even though we're not vicariously supposed to live through our children, vicariously live through your child to cause you to survive. If you have a parent, vicariously live through that person to help you propel yourself forward. If you have any aspirations of what you'd like to do or what you'd like to be, or visualize yourself there such that you can say, I got to reach this. I got to. I'm not going to stop until I get there. This is what we must do when we are feeling so depressed. It's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. But just hold on, hold on, hold on. And if you could do nothing else, you got to believe. You got to believe that it can be achieved. The achievement of one day it won't hurt so bad. And if you have one day it won't hurt so bad, eventually you'll have 2 days. I'm going to come back soon and talk to you all about being a survivor of a parent of suicide. But I want you to know that I understand depression. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've lived through it. I've experienced it as a professional, having clients there. I've experienced it as the parent of somebody who's been there. I've even been depressed. Yes, I've been depressed too. So I understand when those feelings are so. So this is not a chat about telling you how to be depressed. It's about telling you how to survive it. Not everybody has a therapist on hand. But even if you can do nothing other than to just look for the small glimmer of hope that's going to give you a reason to keep going. Because that's all the person needs. It's just a reason to keep going. So, if you'd like to do something, big, small, or whatever with the rest of your life, shoot for that. If you can, go walking. Something as simple as going walking can take your mind off of where you are or what you're mulling through. Because when you're sitting in your room or in that moment, it gets hot. But when you find a way to get out of that space, that will kind of push you forward. So pushing through depression, get out of that space so you can keep going. So number one, get out of that space. Physical space, mental space, emotional space. Call somebody who you know is a true friend. And you may not have but one, but call that person. I'm not going to say number 3, take a bubble bath, because you may not want to get in bathtub when you're really depressed. But find a way to, if you write some things down. If you like music, turn on some music. Turn on something that can kind of either make you laugh or make you feel like you want to dance or make you feel like you just want to keep going. Number 4, vicariously find someone that you live through, that you want to survive for. And number 5, if you don't pray, meditate and just keep reciting to yourself a personal affirmation that I am important even when it hurts. I am important even when it hurts. And number 6, if nothing else, go on and cry. Let those tears be cleansing, refreshing for your spirit, for your natural man. And so when you do that crying, which is a release, I promise you'll feel so much better. So I hope these tips of how you survive depression really, really blesses somebody. I pray that you will be okay on today. I pray that all is well with your soul, with your spirit. God bless you. Take care. And I'll talk to you soon.